If it lets me. Oh, come on. Hi, folks. Nick Tucker here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Sorry, my system froze up for just a second. Before we get going, let's talk about who pays our bills. And chiefly, we're going to discuss dropping literally everything on the floor. That is the great technique I have, but we're going to make it work anyway. It's been a week of Mondays, and we are going to just keep on hopping until we get through it. That's the wrong book. Okay, one more try. The Historical Fencing Guild is brought to you by the sales of The Simple Sword, The Fighting Axe, and I don't even have my author copy yet, but The Simple Spear, all available through Amazon at amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tucker. It's also made possible by the also made possible by the generous donation. Mike. Okay, cool. Sorry, we're having issues, but generous donation of Joe Bachman, who has sponsored us for a full year of fancy StreamYard. So thank you. Yeah, my mic had fallen off to the side and I lost it. Wow, it has been quite a run. This week, the Simple Spear launched. It is selling quite well. It actually hit number 1 in fencing. Number 1 new release in fencing, and is sitting at, I want to say number 4 in fencing overall. Right now, all 3 of my books are in the top 50 in fencing, and 2 of them are in the top 20. So I am very, very pleased. And aside from a whole lot of real-world things, oh, hello! Hi, Steph. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I didn't expect to see you in the chat. Wonderful. Yes, things are doing very well. Let me get through. I'm going to just drop into the comments, and then I'll talk about what we've got, get caught up. Joe Bachman, who sponsors our lovely channel. Please support Joe at JB Tech Apps, bit.ly/JB Tech Apps. I'm going to set up a commercial for you one way or another. And mic check. Yes, thank you. My mic was plugged in correctly. It just had fallen over backwards while I was dealing with my tablet and things. Evening, Foxy. I hope you're doing well. There you go. Issues are just part of life. Oh, and this has been a run. I'll let you all in for those of you who haven't heard. And hi, Steph. We love hearing from you. I hope your year is going well. When you get your stuff set up for your side gig, selling custom music, let me know. I want to promote. Steph, Morningstar 2342, is one of my local students and dear friend, and she comes out and we've practiced. She is heck on wheels with axes. That seems to be her jam. And I can't wait to have her out again. Practices are going to be starting back up probably after Labor Day, because this weekend I am fairly booked for anything involving a formal practice, in that I have to deal with family related to my birthday and then a small gathering of people for my birthday. That being, we're celebrating Sunday. So it's a busy time, and I will be honest, I'm not good at birthdays, never have been. They don't tend to do well by me. So it's one of those where you find the joys, but you kind of endure till you get through it. Well, and we have a comment dump already, and we're joined by Cindy Cap. Hi, Cindy. Cindy has amazing books, and she's a great fan martial artist. She's been really working on fan stuff. I can't wait to see what we're going there. Go you. Yes, go me. This is great. Simply because the more books I sell, the more funds I have to devote towards upgrading facilities, taking care of, getting better gear for everybody. It's one of those, I try to feed my stuff back into the business, at least for now. Although right now everything is tight because all my cars died in sequence. So this has been about we took $800 hit. We're looking at another 4,000 because basically we have to replace the engine on one of our cars. It's been a run. So it's really nice to get here and talk about sword fighting and the best chat online because you guys rock. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Hi, some person. I hope you're doing well tonight. And folks, please, like Joe said, don't be afraid to hit that like button and share this around. I am kind of fighting the algorithm because we are a weapons-based tech channel in the eyes of YouTube, even though the weapons we discuss are polypropylene and it's meant for training, not, pew pew freedom dispensers. But this is the time we live in. Happy Friday, sword family. Hey, Thesis. I hope you and Foxy are both feeling better. You guys were going through a rough spell for a while there. Baby and I are watching. Finally, not horribly busy on a Friday. LOL. Well, you know what? I'm glad. Well, I don't know. I always assumed that if you were horribly busy, you were having a good time, and I want you to have a good time. But I also know that the baby changes everything, and I've been there. Hello, little fencer in waiting. That's right. I have no doubt Persephone will be quite the swordswoman when the time comes, and a heck of a shot because I know her mom and dad. Go get simple swords, fighting axes, and simple spears to go with melee and the big stompy robots at Amazon.com/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker II. That would be me. Thank you. And yeah, the simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear could make good bedtime stories. Honestly, I have read from them to Xander when he was little because I knew I could keep a fairly monotone pace. And the trick to putting someone to sleep, not that way, but the nice way, the good way, Archie, is to speak in a calm, soothing voice, relatively monotone, relatively of the same speed, and just let it go. Channel a smoother version of that geometry teacher or history prof that really should have been in any other business, and let your voice just carry the little one to sleep. Also, being cursed with shoulders that make small children fall asleep on them. Ooh, I'm going to have a sample ready for you soon. Yay! I'm excited. Also, check the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 7 Central. Yes, check out here now. Do it. Yes, we're having a plugception. Also, never too early to have them start holding a sword. I have seen baby safe sword and axe and different weapon chew toys. I know they call them teethers, but they're chew toys. There's no shame in that. So yeah, it's never too early to start teaching them safety and learning how to make weapons go because that is safe. Okay, let's see. I'm not either. Yeah, for some of us, birthdays have been trained to be a little difficult. I have in the number of curses that I have acquired, and I have acquired a few in my assorted lines of work. One of them is there will always be a cataclysmic cost right before my birthday, to the point I had memorized we wanted to do more, but things got tight. So, speech. End of August, early September always has a major cost. Cars break down this time of year. Things break down. We had a toilet break and flood water down through the light fixture downstairs. We got to clean. It's clean. It's sanitized, but everything got moved and shuffled around. So I won't be having anybody downstairs when they visit for a while. But yeah, it's been a run. Oh, a sword-shaped rattle? Yeah, get a little sword or an axe or a little mace. Baby's first morning star. I bet Cindy could make a soft one, soft little bopper. I gave my 5-year-old cousin a boffer sword for Christmas last year. Oh, you're diabolical. And I love it. And you know what? If you start safe and you start teaching them safety early, they'll be better. You don't want to expect a lot, okay? But it is important as a parent, if you want your kid to be involved in this, to teach them as early as you can. I do not train children that I am not related to. That is simply a legal protection matter. There are rare exceptions. We all have that whole you've got a friends and then you've got found family and you've got people somewhere in between. So these things happen. And so yes. Uh don't be afraid to work with your children. And if you want to, the best way I have found to learn something is to teach it to somebody else. Sydney, thank you so much for donating to. Yes, when I see Steph, she will be getting the whole pile of goodies. We just had a bit of a breakdown in being able to get the 100 miles between us or so. So good things are coming. Patreon, yes, patreon.com/the historical fencing guild for more fun. I plug weekly. They get behind the scenes access to the works in progress. They get custom videos, and my patrons can basically say, Nick, hey, do a video, and I will, as soon as I'm physically able to, do the video. And a sword-shaped rattle would be amazing. I'm sure there's one somewhere. Let's see. Comment down. My folks used to threaten a brick for your birthday. Sadly, tried it once, broke the brick. As a teether? Now I'm confused because I'm all about rage cleverly disguised as a brick, cleverly disguised as a goose. But yes. Wow, that is a rocking yellow. Oh, are you seeing my lovely from my safety shirt collection? Yes, I love this shirt. And if I get my sleeves rolled up like I usually do, I get to feel all Miami Vice goes highlighter. See, I only have two basic modes of dress. I either dress like a respectable toad, where earth tones, muted colors, tweed would be life, or I dress like a poison dart frog, where I want to be in highlighter and glow and incorporate LEDs into my clothing. I've done it before. And not much messing around in between, because I believe clothing is a way to express yourself. And I am many things. I am very many things, but I will always have a certain measure of main character or support character of the main group energy. So I'm all about that. And yeah, this is a great color. I'm not good with bedtime stories, but I did give my brother a CD of Metallica lullaby mixes. See, that's interesting because my son would come with me when we'd play Magic at my nephew George's, and George is a metalhead, so he was falling asleep and staying asleep to Pantera and Black Sabbath and Metallica, a little bit, but much more AC/DC because those are the rules of George's house, and a few others like that. Nightwish, because of course Nightwish, of course Evanescence. I mean, come on. But Twisted Sister, things like this. So as a baby, he would wake up if the house went too silent. Fortunately, there was almost always noise going, and I have a Pavlovian response to like the rain sounds anymore. Cindy can make amigurumi weapons using pipe insulation. See? Whoop. I trust you with training my child. You're my family. Aw, thank you, Steph. That really is an honor. Okay, let's see. Glad I can help. And I was training my niece and nephew on Foxy's side while they were still in town. I've been very slowly getting the 5-year-old into it as well. Just take brick equals sleep. I see. That makes sense. I had some problems, so my insomnia fired off. pretty significantly for the first time since I started my med protocols. And I got a whole bunch of stuff done, but at the price of, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. So, yes. Ooh, Cindy has made snakes with a rattle tail. So, yes, sword-shaped thing with a rattle is very possible. Oh, is that yellow? I saw gray, but that's me, LOL. Yes, some people have problems reading fluorescent yellow through the screen, and I can see how someone would see the gray. I assume that's the yellow that people are talking about. That glow-in-the-dark yawn was disappointed at putting it on in the sun for 8 hours. The glow was paltry and gone in 2 hours. I'll get a hold of a black light and see how that works with that. If you have a Wally Mart near you, they sell things like this, and they go between $5 and $10. And these guys are encapsulated LEDs with a USB plug, so I don't have access to a USB power block anymore. Hold on. Well, I have one, but that is dedicated to some computer equipment, and I don't dare mess with that. I've been working, so there it is. I'm not going to move these around much, but I don't know what that charge. Oh, that charge cable is for lightsabers. Anyhow, let's see. Is there room? Will it fit? These and other exciting questions will be answered on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now, I meant to grab the blacklight ones, but I accidentally got a set of blues. These are just regular blues. They're very bright. They work great. And if you use a cell phone power charge block, you can run them for a very long time. Okay. I understand the vision color thing. Funnily enough, it was Foxy's niece who took to my style better than her nephew, even though he was more rough and tumble, probably because she paid attention. Made highlighters very, very annoying for school, but the blue and pink ones were doable. And that's a reasonable workaround. We're all about reasonable workarounds here. Yeah, I'm getting that sweaty, gross feel. I hate that. Give me a second. Bam. And I'm okay with gray, too, because I look good in gray. Gray and I are old friends. And it's funny, you can tell the way I say it, I spell it with an E when I have my druthers. Because I learned a lot of my writing from old English dictionaries. So I have the bad habit of putting U's in places that most Americans don't as well. 1 second. Oh. So, what we're going to talk about today, well, I have something very useful, actually, and I'm glad that Joe is at least lurking, because I want to talk about these guys. This, of course, is one of my polypropylene rapiers. I own 2 currently. I was waiting for them to restock. I have done some slight modification with electrical tape that will need a bit more love to figure out what works better. But as I said, I have 2, and I set these up in hopes of using them for the Shakespeare in the Park. But I also wanted to be very visible. Now, I found out something intriguing about polypropylene rapiers. The plastic, the electrical tape will hold and stick far better to these than the duct tape. And I love duct tape. But as you can see, it constantly tries, and I tried to do it the long way to keep it smooth. This was a failed experiment. So next time I'll probably have to do a standardized wrap. But it really peels right off. So if you get these, which you should, I really am fond of these as a product. They're ultra lightweight. They're only a few ounces, as in I think Cindy could easily handle these. But they do not respond well to duct tape, of all things. I feel I feel that is treacherous, but in reviewing and using these, I have noticed that. So I'm figuring out how they work because these, if they hold up in a, yes, electrical tape is the thing. Anyway, the and I'll get the ones I've missed. These guys, if they hold up, will become probably the standard training sword for the Historical Fencing Guild when I direct people to them. If it, I hate doing it because I love Purple Heart Armory so much, but for rapier especially, this is so much safer. I want to get some long term before I do it because that will, when I make cross that line, that means I will be acquiring a lot of these and a lot of the parry daggers as I go through my stock of trainers and see what works and what doesn't. I may have to do some kind of liquidation. I haven't quite decided on that front, but that's a very big thing for me to make the decision of, because then I will make racks accommodating these and the cold steel parry daggers and hope that that becomes more standardized. But I'd love to know, especially people who fight with me, what you think. These may just be the lighter class weapons because I'm not sure, not 100% sure how well they'll do against the heavier concussive trainers. So when we have Steph out and we have Joe and Trey and Jim and Amanda's out fighting, I have to deal with. I've had a backslide on my yard because it rained substantially, and my backyard has been invaded by six. Like in about 2 days, they went from ankle high to literally 6 foot tall monster weeds I have to deal with. So I will literally be macheting my backyard in the near future. But yeah, these guys are really cool, and they may just become the absolute standard for what we do. Let's see. Foxy was super sweaty earlier at physical therapy. You don't take it easy. No, well, that's what physical therapy is for. You do the job, and you do it well, and it helps you get better. Thesis is a massive example of the fact that I'm doing sword fighting and I still have Booby the Squeezy Square is an example of that. What we do to get better, when we invest in it, we get better. When we have the right tools, we get better. Need to borrow one of my scythes? No, I actually have several very nice for my purpose machetes that will work. But thank you. I appreciate the offer, Johnny, and I'm glad to hear from you. They would probably work better than what I have, but I have the cold steel, I think it's called camp machete. So it's angled almost like a putter and it's sharpened down at the bottom. So as long as I can get a grip, it's a little thick and clunky for me. I call it my thwicker. I can just thwick my way through. And if that doesn't work, I have my lawn sword, which is the old version of the katana trainer that Cold Steel put out that Jim gave me for a birthday. It's much more like a messer. I love the thing. They discontinued it, and that saddens me. But I'm glad to see people are greeting each other. Now, we do have something to discuss, and we're about half an hour in, which is good. We are... Ooh. I love the grape pop. It's not grape, it's squeeze. Oh, not pop, it's squeezy stuff. Sorry about that, guys. But it is a little strong and has some flashbacks to Dynatap Elixir, which, if you know, you know. Talking about our physical therapist, Foxy mentioned that I still do my exercises at home, even though I've officially done with it. He said probably less than 5% do that. Yeah, that's the trick. I don't technically need to do my finger exercises but I know what the tightness feels like when it's coming. And physical therapy, when you have an existing injury, because I'm going to tell you a secret, a severe injury never truly leaves. It settles. And the best thing you can do is to keep up with it, because you know that that set of motions helps your body. It's just like drinking enough water, or I have some like uh, vitamin B stuff in here to make my life a little easier for some of my other issues. Um, you find what works and then you just do it. And when people ask you about what are you doing, you do it. I have found as soon as I get off my diet, like I have last few days, because my wife wants me to celebrate my birthday and I'm not good at it, so she keeps trying to treat me, which is awesome of her. You you suffer more. So like you will feel it the day you don't do it, and the first day back and be like, wow, that feels hard again. It's difficult. So definitely, if you found something like that, keep at it. It will keep you younger and more vital. I'm trying to rebuild my rhythms right now. So it's interesting to see. When in doubt, longsword sounds like a YouTuber I know. I find using a longsword style machete, and I can. You guys remind me. I'll bring it in for a discussion in the in next week's video if I have nothing else in mind. Um, is a great theft and problem deterrent. Um, I I used to live in a very 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 shady uh, trailer park, and my trailer had a deck that it came with that had rotted out. Two portions and a middle portion that had rotted out completely. And they told me when you replace part of your deck, you have to replace it with this plastic fake wood that doesn't do that, but it's incredibly expensive. I'm like, it doesn't come with me. Why would I upgrade your stuff? But it needed to come down. So I went out one day with a hand axe and I proceeded to completely destroy that deck. When there was a rash of robberies and problems, that it just sort of passed over my trailer. Like, this is not the trailer to mess with. When the guy who would walk his alligator on a leash down the street would walk to the other side of the road when you were there, you have established dominance in the area. See, I'm much better now. I'm a much nicer, more tolerant person. Sound like my old man. Don't breathe liquids. You are not fish. I am not fish. One of those lukewarm days. Not much going on, but enough to be a little frustrated. I've been there. And yet, Johnny is incredible. He is an inspiration to improve, and one of those people who almost make me shy to share my own art. He is incredibly talented, and I love his work. That's why I have new equipment, and I'm working to better myself. Now that I've gotten the simple spear out of the way, which the simple sword, we got to talk about this. Wednesday was 6 years of the simple sword. It's still at number 36 in fencing after 6 years on the market. I'm proud of that. That's good business. This is my my magnum opus. Like, I wrote this at a time where I had a lot of health issues and I wasn't sure how well I was going to do. And that was in case I got hit by a bus, the lessons would still be there. So I'm very proud of that piece. And Johnny, I'm glad you like it, man. That one was a lot of work, almost cross-eyed by the end. Yeah, I've seen your stuff. It's incredible. Thesis is like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too, with my birthday. Keeps doing things, and I love him for trying. It was amazing. Awesome. Yes, it really is. And NicholasTockert.com. Yes. And Johnny's, you know what? People make fun of Johnny because Johnny's sarcastic, and they think that Johnny is a 7-letter word for someone who's not very polite. And honestly, I think they give him a bad rap. Johnny's sarcastic and snarky as all get out, and if you deserve it, he will let you know. And I respect that. But I've rarely found him to be like a jerk. I mean, seriously, I don't get where people get that idea. I think it's because some people are a little too thin skinned. And nicholastalker.com. And woot! Yes, I'm very proud. 6 years ago, I became a published author. I now have, counting ebook versions, 12 publications through 11 or 12 publications through Amazon, depending on how they split it at any given moment. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of my Big Stompy Robots line. I'm very proud of my the Historical Fencing Guild's Manual of Defense. And so I'm very happy. Oh, what's wrong with being snarky? Not dang thing. Hey, John! That's John Miner of Swakhammer Metals. One of our corporate sponsors and dear friend, Gildy. How are you, John? I hope you're doing well. And yes, hello. Pipe up and we'll talk about some stuff. You may enjoy part of this conversation. I mean, the world needs someone who will speak up. Yep, I could be a jerk. I know it. I don't try to hide it. Hey, John, and something to you. That's right. Something, John. Something to you. One of the things I'm working on is a sequel, and it's fiction, but it's a sequel to a book that I wrote in college that, without tremendous edits, will never see the light of day. But then again, tremendous edits can happen, as I have endured lately. So John knows about that title, and is one of the few people alive who has read it. I might just do that too. Good things are coming. Okay. And don't forget to like that. I only see 3 thumbs on it, so get there. Yeah, please like this on whatever format you are, because this is considered a martial training channel, and YouTube actively suppresses it. And because it's across platforms, Facebook actively suppresses it. So you have to ask yourself, what about what I do? Do they not want you to know? Oh, hold on. Wait. It became a game I play with myself. Insert dirty joke here. How much of a bother can I be with while but still being funny enough to get away with it? I win most of the time. That's called tact, believe it or not. One of my goals is to be able to insult someone. The phrase is to tell someone to go to hell in such a way they politely ask for directions. Are you sure I alive? Unless you're the ghost of John, which would be quite an eerie thing to be. But we love you, and it's good to hear from you. What have you been up to, John? Seriously, have you gotten any fighting in a while? I know you work too much. John is one of those people who desperately needs to retire, but he won't. There we do. Okay. I wish I could share my art in the same way that others can, but I can't draw, can't really sing, can't do much besides walk. Well, you have a YouTube channel. You are a martial artist. That is a form of art. Set up a webcam and a tripod. I did a lot on this channel with my cell phone and a cheap tripod, and just walk people through, share what you know, answer questions, support people. Because I want to take a second here before we go further. But you'll notice this is the Historical Fencing Guild. This is not Nickversity. This is not my name. I have a channel that's my name, and that's where my art and conversations go. This is the Historical Fencing Guild. This is meant to support people who study mostly weapons-based training, with a historical root from all over the world, regardless of organization. So we can have SCA and HEMA and AmpGuard and sport fencers and Eastern style practitioners all have a safe place where they can get together. If they read my book, whether they agree with it or not, has been a point of great conversation when they know what they're talking about. I enjoy that deeply. It becomes a Rosetta Stone where we can translate things and not get lost in the verbiage that seems to really throw people off. So that's what we do here. That's so it's not about me. This is meant to be a at least semi self-sustaining opportunity option thing. Um, and this live stream is a outlay, so I can reach out. This was established when the pandemic hit. We are in our third season, so that I could reach out to people like John and Steph and Joe and Jim, uh, James Robertson and Trelena and a whole, Ryan Coker, a whole bunch of the people originally that I had the privilege to fight and work with so that we could maintain ties while we were in lockdown and keep up training ideas and things. And then I met some wonderful people through this. And because of that, I've been able to really work to support people I've never met, great friends. And because of their generosity through the Historical Fencing Guild's Patreon, I make enough money a month that I can, save up and keep the lights on. Although Joe Bachman was kind enough to keep to buy the annual StreamYard so that I can broadcast to Facebook through the Rising Tide Publications, Rising Tide Facebook group, through my Twitter at N Tockert, and through the Nicholas Tockert, the Historical Fencing Guild's YouTube channel. This allows me to spread the message more. Does that possibly limit my views, and get weird with the algorithms? Absolutely. But it's not about the algorithms. It's not about me making money. It's about being able to help people and provide a place where martial artists and authors and creatives can ask real martial artists about how to write things for fights. So I'm going to go through the comments that I've missed, and then I'm going to talk about a really neat conversation that happened earlier in the week with an artist I've known of for a long time. All righty. Now, we have a comment dump, which is good. That means you guys are talking. And we'll find where we were. And I forgot to mute that phone. So let's mute that phone. Because, that is my notification that my video started. How kind of you. Anyhow. Sure, I'm alive, Art, but you can face FB is being such a punk. It really is. If you are only on one social media network, I am, let me remind. If you are, get on at least one more. Between Twitter, get on Facebook. I somewhere have an ancient MySpace page I could fall back to if I needed. Have your own website, because we live in the era where the algorithm and the tech companies can really have problems. And I'm going to be setting up a email group, kind of at least document, so that I can do something with that if I need to maintain ties in this age of being canceled and getting copyright struck for ridiculous things. We all have to kind of future proof. John says hauntingly. Well, John, you'd be a big specter. At least we know that. Foxy, I love insults people don't get. Oh, so do I. I'd liked it already, but it was gone. Where did the light go? Literally. That's why I say multiple times check. The problem is the Historical Fencing Guild runs into a big problem. Because I discuss weapons, it gets lumped in with the firearms channels. And because of the potential of violence being associated, which is obviously not what I'm actually about here, we get both algorithmically suppressed, and people will be unsubscribed from my channel. This happens frequently. They will have their likes removed by the system at large. So please double check these things, because I'm fighting the good fight here, and it's a real thing. Yes, martial arts while in recovery. That is something we specialize here as a group of how to keep training when you have limited capabilities, how to come back and adapt to your limited capabilities. I would love to see Thesis do some videos on that, and we could review them. We could talk about them. There's a lot to go on. Yep. Okay, so we have that. Seems to be a mild problem. Give me just a second. There's nothing to show here. That's weird. Alrighty. We had a bit of a technical problem. I don't know why it did that. So I'm going to take a second and fix that if I can. Oh, it's that's what's wrong. I have to go through this because I was going to share and show a video, and apparently something went not a video, an image, and something went wrong with my Photos app. So we have that. It is there. We're going to put that behind me for now. Why is the rum gone? John, I could draw a sword and swing it forcibly. Does that count as drawing? You know, we all jokes aside, we do need to talk about training from the draw on this channel much more extensively. That's one of my hangups. But John, why you don't have a YouTube channel passing what you know on, and why you haven't written and published a manual both on skirmish commanding and armoring and just basic training techniques. John, get on it. Okay? You're not a spring chicken anymore. You need to preserve your knowledge and what you have done in such a way to serve the community at large from a bigger than your own lifetime sense. You have too much raw knowledge to just risk letting it go. And if you put it off to later, we don't know when later it's going to be. I've nearly bit it a couple times. I likely will nearly bite it again soon. The same thing has happened to you. I know your stories. So please write that up. Put it out where more people can do it. You'll probably get some awards out of it in the SCA. I'm going with Johnny. Okay. Oh, why is the rum gone? He stole the rum. John says, I can draw a bow and take out opponents at 350 yards. Does that count? Certainly, John. That is martial arts. I'm still working on my shifter story. It's just something that's just a short story, but then it involves something more. But I'm so hard on myself that I keep deleting it and starting over. Here's the thing. Okay. One moment. I can't believe I have to do this, but I'm going to do this. All right. On one second. Boom. We are interrupting this episode of the Historical Fencing Guild for a sudden, unexpected episode of Never Mind the Furthermore with Nick Tockert. I'm your host, Nick Tockert. All right, folks. Hi, welcome to Never Mind the Furthermore, the show where artists, creatives, and Authors come together to have their problem solved. In this special random edition coming up in the middle of my Historical Fencing Guild show, we're having our our comment being held up by our own Bladed Thesis. Hi, Bladed Thesis. Now, Bladed Thesis has put out, I'm still working on my shifter story. It started as a short story, but evolved into something more. But I'm hard on myself. I keep deleting and starting over. This is the wrong answer, Thesis. What we need to do is have you write a beginning, middle, and an end. I sign off every episode with this, with the same thing, and I'm going to use that to encourage you to say this. Write the story, no matter how bad, no matter how flawed. Get the beginning, middle, and end out. Because once it's created, you can edit it, but you can't edit the blank page. This has been Never Mind the Furthermore, and now back to our normal programming already in progress. The things you guys make me do. Anyhow. Oh, wait, I feel a little constricted. Much better. This show requires stretching room. Now, before we get pulled into another episode of my other show on my other channel, how's that for a bit of showception? Let's see where we are in the comments. I wouldn't have much use for rum. I swear it wasn't me. Johnny, we know what you drink, and it is the blood of your victims because you are my favorite vampire. Never said you were going to use it. You could have stole it, cleaning your brushes for artwork and such. Cindy Kemp says, I have a Twitter account, but Twitter is a raging dumpster fire. I might need to go in there and wipe out my first list, then get real picky about who you play with. Absolutely. I don't follow people who, if people get too rude on my feed, I unfollow them and block them. I honestly get less hassle from most of the people on Twitter than I do Facebook, because most of the people on Facebook I find know me, so they feel comfortable being a little ruder. It's a little odd, but it's a simple matter, and I need to do a great purge on at least both. A lot of it's whether you can scroll past people who have political differences than you, and if you can't, just block them. Be merciless. We shape our own area. It is all tactics, folks. It wasn't me. Whoops. Can't fence until the knee and muscles are restored, but I can teach and shoot, so it works for me. You also can, in this time, John, you can do all your drills, your upper body drills. You can do target shots, hang a tennis ball. We know this. I've had to do it many times. And write up your techniques, write up your approaches. When you are injured as an adult who has gained mastery of anything, art, of martial arts, of mechanicking, of hunting, of whatever you're doing, that is the time to sit down and write. I believe we have a moral obligation to pass on what we know and our experiences to future generations. I may not make money at what I do. I hope it makes enough money to be the start of a legacy for my son, because I am not a wealthy man and he has special needs. So I'm trying to set things up. That being said, you are in a position where you can do that. Just write a little. You don't have to write the whole book right now. If you start it and you do a little a day, it will get done. I mean, most of my small manuals are only around 5,000 words. We're not going to talk about the simple sword because the simple sword is an absolute beast. But the simple spear and the fighting axe are both around 5,000 words. This is not terribly long. But if they're concise, well-selected words with proper image support, they're very helpful. Put it out there. Put it as low a cost as you're comfortable doing, because if you're financially comfortable, cool. Put it up through KDP, make a little money. Collaboration time? Possibly. I was planning to reach out to him for a future project. I have one that he knows better than I do in many aspects, but I want to take it because I'm better at trading. How do I put this? Translating what some people say into an easier to process system. I know how you feel, John. I haven't done much sword work since my accident. It's getting back into it, but slow and it's frustrating. With the mutant rig I need to use to hold the foil, I need longer arms to draw. Yep. And it's not for everybody, obviously, but one, they sell short foils. A size 0 foil, I actually ordered one and they would not send it to me. A child size foil is only about that long. It's even lighter. I would like some of those. I just haven't been able to get my front hands on them. Get my front paws. Let's see what else we've got going on. Write the story, no matter how you know what, no matter how shitty you think it is, then rewrite the story and make it less shitty. First drafts are always shitty. Absolutely. John just said my martial arts is throwing sticks of dynamite. It counts. Ah, yes, because John is a man of culture. And he has seen Fist of the North Star, as have I. And I respect the applications. Pardon your French. Normally we try not to swear on any of my shows, but this is an important enough thing. I will let it slide because we are trying to motivate people who need it. Dude, stop deleting it. Bad drafts can be edited. Just finish the blooming thing. I don't know if my buddy Richie is watching this, but right now I'm sending a Western Union message to Richie. This message right here. Nickception. That is right. See, now you triggered the get to work Nick mode. That's the NTF bumper is hilarious. Isn't it great? I love the NTF bumper. I like having the little one. That was great. That's what that's for. I haven't had a Twitter fight yet. I feel left out. I don't usually either. I find people are mostly civil, and Johnny Cage and I travel in very similar circles. Now, there will be people who are this is my political belief. And you know what you can do? You can look at it and go, okay, and scroll on down. I'm looking for good artists and good stories and grooviness. I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I know what my politics are. I know what other people's politics are. That's not what we're here for. We're here for Me either, Johnny, though. I don't really get there often. So, and we're joined by Steve Clausen. He has ties to Boss Blades, another one of our corporate providers, and one of the neatest guys I know. Dynamite sucks. Throw thermite grenades. Wow, that is a permanent solution for temporary problems there, Steve. Yes, Steve, the book I'm working on slowly is that one. And I did plan to throw some of the thermite grenades in it. And to any governmental agency who watches me and hears me talk about this one you review, I am writing sci-fi, fantasy, urban fantasy. So you're going to have things like, yes, RPGs are involved, not just the games, but the launchers, to deal with monsters. No real problems. Completely under the Burt Gummer clause of tremor, the graboids are the problem. I don't care about anything else. Okay? Thank you. Plus, I'm far too broke to have anything interesting. Close counts with hand grenades and dynamite, so it works. So, Morningstar! Yes. I've had a few Twitter fights with the, brigade who spend all their free time going out and getting spanked by people who know more than they do. I mean, that's the one thing, before we get into it, especially Western martial arts and Eastern martial arts. One of the simple truths are, I don't accept critique from people I wouldn't accept advice from. If I want to go to you for advice, I just disavow anything you tell me as probably BS if you critique me. I don't need to be mad about it. There's no reason to be mad about somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about because there's no value in it. It's just noise. I suspect they have a kink, quite possibly. First drafts are supposed to be horrible. That's their job. And yes, this is radiating with several of my projects that I need to get done. Civil? No, people are stupid. That's true too. Tried Discord, got tired of talking to myself. I guess I'm not interesting enough. I am on Discord. I haven't done anything with like my end because I have some technical problems. My computer really despises Discord. Not sure why. But I got on because I was on Bonsert Vocals show, Radio Retro Future. Set claymores. You don't have to exert yourself throwing. That's cute. I like weapons. Hey, broski Steve! Well, Steve, that escalated quickly. Yes, in my group, their humor escalates. Absolutely, John. I'm skipping Johnny Cage's comment because we're way spicier than usual, but that one, not one I'm going to say. No offense, Johnny. I don't have a dog, but I might have a cat, and I don't know what agencies feel about those. It's interesting what an author will Google. I'm sure if the feds got to look at my search history, I'd get a visit or two. I am fully aware that most of the stuff gets surveilled, and I'm not the guy to do anything. I literally write stories. I had to look up today. I had to look up how much ammo does a tank carry? How many machine gun bullets is in a tank to decide if I needed that fact in an RPG, a role playing game, not rocket powered grenade, and that did come up. And then we decided it was a little minutia, but now I know that they got about 1,000 rounds. That was good to know. According to whatever side I pulled, it was enough for impromptu gaming stuff. And let's see, where are we? Okay, cool. We had a morning. That escalate, absolutely. Yeah, the one I'm skipping because that one will get me in a lot of trouble. Look what happened with Brandon Herrera. And okay, so if you really want to hurt the younger generation, EMP sticks are great fun. I think that will be part of something to that may go into the book as something the bad guys use because I can see the more mystically inclined loving those things. Discord can work if you know what you're doing, and I don't. So yes, your computer despises me. All tech despises me, but I'm happy. My computer is currently letting me use my sexy tablet. It is letting me keep everything mostly attached with the dubious hub of doom, and I've got most of the power routed. I am looking to get a better hub that I can switch out if I need to for the more things that because I've had to take things off, and I don't want to have to do that. Disconnect from the computer, not take things off. Like nobody wants to see that. But and a better power stick so that I don't have bulky adapter problems. But everything with me is a work in parts. Y'all might want to check out Fight Right. What's Fight Right? I've never heard of that, Cindy. I tried to set up a Discord channel for all the folks here. We talk about bounce ideas that aren't Friday, but I wasn't sure how many people would be interested. Throw it up on the public Facebook guild group, and we'll see who's interested. Like I said, I spend very little time on Discord, just because I haven't really got it's not browsable. You know what I'm saying? Discord is something you have to sit down, and it feels much more like the old chat rooms. And I don't know. We can talk about it though. In any case, hi FBI agent. Oh yes, so call them FBI agents. They love that. That's what makes the NSA so happy. I'm sorry, I should not have said that. That's a joke though. I doubt I could be on more watch lists. That's good. My husband is eating raw meat like popcorn, like pipcorn. Send help. Marine. Give him a side of crayons. I love you, John. You're one of my favorite people on earth. I am poking fun out of respect. Dot dot dot. Yeah. Woohoo! At least mine. I like mine at least warm. Wow. Anyway, I wonder if the agent who monitors me has worn out their hair yet or replaced multiple times. I mean, on that front, I used to pick up the phone and say "Merry Christmas" when it clicked and fuzzed at my dad's house. So every year because they're just trying to do the job. They're just trying to serve the country. If you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to be afraid of. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just not that interesting. I just look really interesting. And I'm a big supporter of the United States Constitution. And that should be enough that, I like the law of the land. I don't mind paying my taxes. I just wish the big corporations paid theirs. And that's as political as I'm going to get on this channel right now. Rare steak. Looking through the veil into the unknown and improbable. Looking forward to it. I am old and know stuff. Yes! Yes, write that up, too. Write your mojo book, John. Ayo, what? Get that meat out of your mouth. Sorry. Absolute rare is proper. No, he ate. What just happened there? Oh, hide. No, like half a pound of raw ground. I'm worried about him. That's borderline pico. That's dangerous. Please don't do that, John. That is not normal, but food poisoning aside, yeah. Fight Right is a book and blog and some videos. And a writer who does BJJ wrote how to on choreography and does fun stuff. His name is Carla. Oh, I think her name is Carla Hoch. I'm blanking on her last name. If you can look it up, send me the link. We will put it on. I'll get it and review it if people are interested. That's what this channel's in for. New moon is tomorrow, so I'm not feeling particularly feral at the moment. Obviously, he feels differently. Steak tartare is good stuff. Oh, you guys are having fun. Now, we're already an hour in, and I haven't done what I was going to do, so I'm going to post something up for you guys because I'd like to hear your take. But I will explain what it is in just a moment, assuming I can get the system to work. Yes, now we'll do this because I don't actually have to see it. And I will put this down. Okay, what this is a splash page by Daphne Lage. She is a fairly well known in certain communities anthro/furry comic book artist. She's been around professionally since the 90s. She was doing images of a longsword versus spear fight. And we talked about this with her. And I told her if she came in the chat, I'd be happy to float this by you guys and ask you what you thought. But I wanted to put it, okay, one moment, because I need a notepad, real post-it note of doom here. Oh, that's my old notes. I don't need that. Excuse me. Fight right, as in the written word right, .net, Carla Hodge or Hoach. That goes on the wall of knowledge. Is there room on the wall of knowledge? Yeah, we'll see how well it sticks to the actual wall. I have a whole brigade of different post-it notes of references that I use over off screen. A flotilla, if you will. I don't know why I'm using such bizarre terms for post-it notes. So I'd love to hear you guys. What do you think of this fight? See, can I do that? Yes, I can. And that doesn't affect, yes, that goes there. It may have shrunk a bit, but that means I can manipulate it. Because the idea was apparently the staff person lost to an aggressive sword fighter, and estimating the fight. I really did think that the fighter was a female by the way the thigh shaped. These are both men, but these are rough drafts too. It was an interesting depiction and big showy, big showy, a lot of big showy motions. Probably far more, but very very pretty. So we talked about that, and I wanted to put that up there. This way, you guys can screenshot this or go on the Historical Fencing Guild Facebook group. It's a public group; anybody can join as long as you follow the rules, which are basically no hate speech, don't be rude, and don't spam excessively. You know. But yes, it really neat. She was having trouble. She wanted to know what you thought. I had said I would put it. Yes. John says longsword versus spear. Both weapons do well against each other. It depends on the wielder of which who will win or come to a draw. And my instinct was watching it. I'm going, well, the staff fighter is not being very dynamic at all with their staff techniques. So I'm a little concerned, and it looks like they need some training. And apparently that's how the fight was supposed to go. So you guys can actually download this image off of there and see what you think. Thank you for your opinion, John. And it should be, or very well could be sorry, my son ran through the hall and it sounded like a rhinoceros was tap dancing, as it sometimes does. But it's there. If you have commentary and you want to say or you want to ask more stuff of Daphne, please put it. It's in the comments. And if you haven't, if you're on Facebook and you haven't gone to the Historical Fencing Guild, you'll see a very familiar boot public group. And I think it has the image of my shadow from a practice a long time ago. And yes, the staff is mostly reacting blocking and basically got overran by a more aggressive sword fighter. That's what I read it. Staff fighting seems to be fighting from underneath. Who is the baby face? Which I don't know which baby face you're referring to. But it could be old. If you saw an old picture of me on Facebook, it wouldn't surprise me. But I wanted to put that out there because one thing we do on this channel, and I'm proud that we do it, is we provide authors and artists the option to who is the good guy? I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is that I babyface, yes, best way to beat a staff according to Steve. And yeah, feel free to look at it when you have it full size. That's why I wanted to put it out there, and you guys can check the reference. But I don't know who the good guy is. I know nothing of the plot. In my experience, staff spear is better distance weapon, and it can be better as a shortened weapon. Usually the spear wielder has a short backup. The longsword isn't as versatile in close work. I agree. And being that I am short, almost all work I have to do is close work. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of the longsword. And it is all John's fault. It is all John's fault because he gave me. So where did it get moved? My favorite sword ever, and it should be right over here. Where did it get moved? I may have had to answer the door late at night. If I did, it is elsewhere. But my favorite sword ever was given to me by John Miner, and now I'm trying to track down a slightly more rugged version. Oh, it's on the other side of the room. You have a picture. Give me just a second. He found the sword that was less than a dagger for him, and I quite love it. But this is a Bilbo style. It has another name. I always lose. Technically, it is based on a broadsword. It is a very delightful little weapon, and I would love a trainer with this exact style grip and guard and roughly this length. Actually, I would love about 4 of them because any weapon I get that I like, I need 4 of so that I can dual wield and train someone else dual wielding. So that's his fault, and yes, that's why I like it. I don't know much about Western staff fighting, but from Eastern, it looks like it needs a bit of range footwork. Yes, and I think that's what we're doing, because I had many of the same things, and she explained to me that was kind of the point. The spearman came in, the staff fighter came in too cocky and was quickly overrun as a plot point. I don't know if it was fatal or not. It looks pretty brutal toward the bottom frames, but I wanted to do this as an example because I really do count this as one of my highest privileges. One, associating with somebody like Daphne, who, at least in certain communities, get a quote on 4 from Vulpes and let me know how much. They don't make that style of rig, but we'll talk. I appreciate it, Steve. Like literally, if this is one of those where if I found a better version of this that was even close to marginally affordable, I would have thrown the money at it if I had it at all, in any format. So I will definitely take you up on that. We need to talk on that front and many others. He does customs. He does, but I don't know if his style would work with that. So I will look. I can't remember. Oh, is he doing steel? Because Vulpes does neat work. So we will look into that. Let me see what else is going on. I want you guys to look into this. I think everybody's gotten, and we've had that conversation. So I am just gonna pull that, stop sharing to take the burden off my computer, and we are at an hour 11. I usually keep the show at about an hour because between the heat of this light on me and assorted medicines, it gets to be the time for me to take a break. So, customs from Fox. Oh, Vulpes trainers trainings. Oh, he has several new lines, but all polymers. I'll have to look into it. He Vulpes training is on an Etsy shop, and he did my lovely axes that Steve donated to me / gave to me for Christmas and my birthday. They're amazing trainers. I have yet to see somebody who can do a proper. There is a limit of people who can do a keyhole grip, and that bothers me because when you look at something like this, ignoring the tape, with this kind of mold technology and the guard that, let me see if I can get it to do it. I might not have enough beef to get it to do it. Yep, there we go. The guard slides down. So they could mold something like this. Try and get it where you can see it. Hold on. There we are. That allows for a keyhole grip. My hand up. Can I get the lighting to show it? There we are. A cross guard could be molded in plastic and allow that kind of control, but nobody's doing it yet. So it's one of those. These guys are great. These guys are amazing. They're plastic with the rapiers that even with my nerve damage in my hands and limited strength due to the fact my arms don't work, I can use them fairly effectively. I'm looking forward to sparring with more people with them. I found myself, okay, here we go. I found myself in a position I would utilize range of the staff and some circle walking to get to pointers where I was no longer. Yeah, get some range. Use that staff as a spear. Make some distance. The artwork on the fights of Miyamoto against monks of Hosen could come in handy. There are staff and spear fighters with various lengths of skill in it. Excellent. So we'll try to get that information to Daphne. I was just appreciating the name, LOL. Yes, I thought you would. Well, for obvious reasons. Another wibbly. Well, yes, because I stab people, Steve, when we fence, and they have to be wibbly. But these are quite nice. I got them from Medieval Collectibles out of Princeton, Indiana. from their online store, and they were only about 50 a piece, which was very good. Yes, we had wibbly knives. We had little trainer knives that went wibble, 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 and great fun. Me too. Okay. And yes, because I stab people. Beautiful statement. Yeah. Oh yeah, he stabs people. Oh, that's on the Vagabond Mango, the one about Miyamoto Musashi. I forget in which volume he fights against the monks. Ooh, I will have to look into that because one, I love a good manga, and two, I love Miyamoto Musashi. Oh. Book of the Five Rings is as necessary for a swordsman to read as the Art of War by Sun Tzu is necessary for a commander. These should be required reading for anybody. So yes, definitely. And we've got some book recs. Oh, and Cindy, did you see? I did indeed start a Amazon wish list for the guild stuff. So that is there for people who want to order things. I feel weird asking for that kind of thing, just like I feel really weird, but I know I'm told to say, if you'd like to tip the host, paypal.me/Nicholas Tucker is a great way to do it. But I suppose that's one of the necessary parts of what I do. I think I've heard of it, and I'm all for it. Joe Bachman, I try to stab people unless I roll a nat 1 and end up just using the wrong end of the sword. Use the sword as a sword, Joe. No, Joe, you're a much better fighter than you give yourself credit for. And let's see. Book of the Five Rings has been made into several different graphic novels from different publishers. Anyone interested in the sword should check it out. I saw that and availed myself. Awesome. Both books are needed reading. No fight shall be fought for its time. I prefer run. Steve, you live in a unique pocket of social graces. It's hard to explain to outside people, but there's never a day I would rule out you showing up at my doorstep, even when it should be mathematically impossible. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if a black SUV pulled up and had UO on the side. For those of you who know, and those of you who don't worry about it. It's a book reference for a book I'm writing. I believe I posted it on the Historical Fencing Guild public group. Well, boom. The Teapo and the Teapo and the Tao Pu. Yes. You live in a whole world where I don't ask you for things. I am just appreciative. I kind of count you as a sort of Fey-like entity. You follow the old rules. I'm still amazed you have both eyes, Steve. That one does shock me sometimes, and I'm not even joking. Actually, I was thinking of you, Steve. I'm not surprised you showed up. Two ravens were circling and parked and were staring at me when I went to the library Thursday. And I thought, I wonder if Steve's around. I'm not joking. Anyhow, we covered that. I'm going to have to get more electrical tape. And I can put more stuff on the list. I'm not comfortable going, gimme, because that's not who I am. But I want to thank you guys. I'm coming into my 41st birthday. And I am really, genuinely honored to have you folks as my friends. And your kindness and your intelligence and your creativity are inspirations to me. So there's no greater gift that I could ask from other than your friendship and your continued support. So thank you. Let's see. What else? Comments are still going, so I'll keep going a little late to keep things going. This is technically the start of my vacation. I work this gig during the vacation anyway, so let's see. Fae are collectible. The level of thing that Steve could show up with as a gift on my front porch is far more broad, dynamic than anyone can imagine. And when he follows with the phrase, Fae are collectible, it's kind of terrifying. I'll save my geeking out about that manga for Thursday. Look up some pages on Google Images. You won't notice the time passing. I have no doubt. And there are a couple apps, I think Libby, where you can download and check out digital graphic novels. So it might be there. Steph made me get on. On Fae? Anyway, no, redheads are collectible. Oh, great. Where do you think redheads come from? They are the young Fae. Collectible, more than one. Ireland and the Scottish Highlands. Yes, they are debating the origins. I'm just doing. You can go a little late, but don't stall taking. No, I took my medicine. I actually take it a couple hours earlier now, and I'm adapted where I'm pretty good. It's just doing the show requires a lot more energy out of me than I tend to put on. So I usually have to go get snack. I do not show up with random items. I just ship them to the house with an odd name attached. That's true. But you also bring Trelena, which is very fey and occasionally random in her own sake. Love you, Trey. So that's true too. And there's permissions involved. And like one thing about Joe, and actually Steve and John and some of you others, you all seem to appeal to the best side of my worst natures. And I'm not sure what to do about that, but I do appreciate it. Aren't we all? Yeah, I live in fear. I'm going to wake up one of these days, and everybody's going to like have the metaphysical coming out party of they're all this stuff, and I'm actually just the last normal like people person running around in the world. Although I'm not that normal. Ooh, that was good. Yes, when I show up, I'm met at the door with sharp and shiny things. That's because you showed up in a pandemic, and I heard somebody coming through the door, and it just shocked. It just shocked me, so I didn't know what was coming through the door. And yes, you were greeted with sharp and shiny things, but you're awesome, and that's okay. That is just our cryptid sides connecting with yours. So you're saying cryptid stay? The cryptid in me acknowledges the cryptid in you. That's great, but I'm not a cryptid. And while talking about that while twirling the mustache was a conscious choice, no. And you were the bearing Manda's birthday present, and it was great to see you. Exactly, namaste. The cryptid in me represents. Yep. If you're the only non-cryptid, doesn't that make you a cryptid? Oh gosh, cryptid inception, folks. This has been a show. Wow. We are just having a show today. It's a good point, Johnny. The shirts say different. Wow. Okie dokie. Yeah, folks, we are having a good time here on the Historical Fencing Guild. And if you are watching this and you're one of the people who are kind of behind the scenes, because I get to see that you're there, one, wade in, say something, ask questions. You have a falling mic. We have a lot of very talented martial artists and creators and an overlap where interesting things happen. So if you have a question, please ask. Other than that, yes, it is getting close to 9:30, and your horns are showing again. That's the real reason for the do-rag. I don't know what you're talking about. My horns are over here. No, what? No. We don't bite, only nibble. Dang it, Joe. Oh, lordy. Y'all are special and I love you for it. Nipples are fun. As my birthday approaches and the waning of my moral resistance is strained near its max, my dear friends begin discussing the joys of nippling. Oh my lord. Anyhow, we don't bite much. Yeah. Okay, yep. Anyway, wow. So, other than that, our work here is you didn't break me, you just mildly damaged me. We won. Steve the sniper rifle is sighted in at 2,300 yards and in a 50-cent piece. Nice. And now you've triggered another Nick mode I won't name because you've already been bad tonight. Yes, well, high fives. Depends on where you were nibbling at. Wow. Wow. Yes, it's bad when my eyes squint from like the horror of my like jolly cheeks rising up. God, you guys are terrible. That's not even close to done. Still have to deliver. Oh my. Oh my. High five. You've never complained, Thesis. Well, y'all, I think I know what's going to happen over there. They're going to finish their pizza and start something else. And lo, I'm jealous. I haven't had range time in months. Yes, folks. Wow. Okay, now hold on. Yes, Steve identifies in part as an homosexual, and I believe that as that is part of his identity, it needs to be respected and recognized as part of the sexual spectrum. And that means we need to raise funds. You see, Steve has donated and helped people find the firearms of their choice so much that he has neglected to keep his own low cost, low ammo firearms. So we need to find a way to get a bunch of 22s to Steve so that he doesn't have to worry about the cost to express himself as he feels fit. Done legally and properly with all paperwork withstanding. Anyway, now I haven't, but I have complained before. Oh my. Who says pizza isn't involved? Oh god. Y'all are special. Let's go to the range when you're back up. Yeah, range days are great. That's what biting raw meat is all about. We've come full circle. Wow. I'm sorry, I'll see myself out. Also rebuilt 45 Colt and can drive nails. Excellent. Beautiful. Wow. Oh. Oh. See, John, you didn't get to find out just how much I love Steve's 44 Colt. Oh my god. Not the Vaquero. Oh my god. Just click bang, click bang. Anyhow, I haven't taken my bow out in years, let alone months. Got a range co opted by the city to build another dang baseball field. The field is behind the dang range. How bad of a shot do you have to be? Um, you know what, Thesis? Maybe you can get one of these closed down stores and set up an indoor range. I'm serious. At this point, we've got buildings coming about. Gee, Johnny, you're falling behind. No, that's called a callback. That's a callback. And with that, guys, I'm going to have something to drink. And I'm going to say, okay, folks, I've had a blast. Thank you very much. The next time I will be on, barring anything too dramatic and secret humor groups and things, is Monday, where at 10 a.m. on the other channel, the Nick Talker channel, you'll see normal episodes, if such a thing exists, of Nevermind the Furthermore. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Cindy Kep says, don't forget to tip your host. So you know what? I will just throw that up there because Cindy Kep told me to. Do you always do what the piano player tells you to? Yes. Anyway, and boink. Let's see. Ooh, oh wow, we've got okay. I think you need something stronger than that to drink, Foxy says. LOL. That's thematic symmetry. We try. And well done. I got it. We have a big dirt field behind our apartment, but I don't want the neighbors calling the cops on me for being out there with a Han Dynasty at a replica at 4 a.m. Yeah, see, that's the trick. That's why I made part of why these are made the way they are. So they would show up better with the things, and it would be less likely to make the police wish to shoot me when they see me drilling with such things. So we have to think that way. That is practical. Maybe a Powerade or something. Oh my. Does it come in pineapple? Anyhow, see you in 4 weeks. Awesome. 4 weeks, end of September. Okay, cool. Go get fun books. Absolutely. Amazon.com/Nicholas Anthony Tucker. Time for me to vanish to the other room. Opens a portal. See you folks next week. Reach us through to grab a drink. Close portal. Awesome. Tune into the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Time just keeps looping. Right here. Have a great night, all. It's been real. Real what? I don't know, but it was real. Real fun. That's right. Brother, if you don't close the chat window, we'll be here all night. Johnny has a point. All right. I'm going to say cut off the chats, guys. If you want to support, patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. The Simple Sword Fighting Axe, I have to add the Simple Spear to my plug, are available at amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tucker. Guys, do your drills. Keep your guard up. You gotta know what's going on. Be kind to yourselves and each other. And as always, dear friends, thank you for supporting your local swordmaster. And time keeps on slipping into the future.